Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Ragu here with What If Issei was or what not was had the powers of imagination, part 2. Now, before I continue on, I should mention I just woke up my ass a while ago. Yes, even though it's 11 o'clock right now. I recently just woke up. Yesterday I wanted to do a what if. Just the problem was I kind of fell asleep at like 12. I was going to start, but then I just like fucking dropped dead. I was so damn tired that day, so of course, yeah, that was the thing. Of course today I still have school, but at least I'm not gonna go fix my fence because I fixed it a while ago. So yeah. So let me begin this as what if. Let me shut the fuck up and let me begin into the what if, okay? No recaps, no nothing. Let me begin. So we begin into, well, Issei kind of just walking away from mostly, well, not walking away, mostly, let me say again. So yeah, he just walked away from the fact that he just broke the fourth wall. But this is where, well, we go into Issei getting home. This is where when Issei gets home, he just falls asleep. He just doesn't care. We go into the next day. Now, the next day is basically just him just messing around, or not him even messing around, just him just reading manga and comics, and even just watching YouTube on his phone, without even caring about doing any work at school or any of that shit. He hasn't even met up with Murahama Matsui, or Matsuda, not Matsui, Matsuda or Murahama. The reason why he hasn't met up with both of them is because they actually kind of went to the ORC club to actually talk to Rias. They basically are turning to doubles for, well, Rias. Now, the reason why Rias decides to turn them both into doubles is because, well, you see here, Issei doesn't actually give out a powerful aura that he is basically having a sacred gear, or even gives out the aura of imagination. He just shows to be a normal human, so of course Rias never target him. Instead, she targeted the two friends of Issei because they had sacred gears. Now, they weren't as powerful as the Longitis, but not as common as the, what's it called, twice critical. So, of course, this is where, well, mostly both of them had sacred gears that were quite mid-tier. Not that strong, but not that weak, neither. This is where, well, they were turned to devils for Rias' kind of marriage, getting out of arrangement, but yeah. Now, we go into a time skip about 2 weeks later, because Issei basically just didn't care and did whatever. He did kind of pick a fight with some of the stray devils that are in, what's it called, the, Ko, by actually murdering them, or by even just messing with them and without a care in the world. He either shot a Quincy arrow, a fireball, a fire arrow, even what's it called, did a curse technique and call it red and blow them straight to the 9 rows of hell. Or yeah, you get the point, right? He's able to copy and imagine the powers of different, mostly like mangas, either shonen, anime, or you get the point. So yeah, this is where, well, we go back into Issei kind of like dealing with one of the strays. One of the strays was basically someone with a kind of Longitis tier. And of course, well, he was actually lower Longitis tier than, well, Issei. Mostly Longitis that he has. This is where, well, he tries to attack Issei, but this is where he was about to hit him until Issei just uses the Almighty again. This is where, well, or, well, not the Almighty. He just kind of just dodges the attack from the person by just using what's it called, observation hawking, just easily dodging. This is where, well, the person gets angry, and this is where, well, he sends tentacles made out of darkness to try to grab for Issei, until Issei just notices, and this is where, well, he snaps his fingers, and this is where, well, something happens. He literally erased the person from existence. This is where, well, not even erased him from existence, exploded him with fire, and then froze his ass in an instant. And then just decides to just use a black hole to throw it against him, and then just sucked him in there and just destroyed him. This is where Issei says pathetic. Yeah, Issei's laughing like a madman, but not the point. Now, we go into 2 weeks later. Of course, this is where, well, those 2 weeks, or mostly, 2 weeks of mostly, well, like original canon for mostly, what's it called, Rias and her barrage to train, because they had 10 days to fight against Riser, so that was happening. But it was happening on a Sunday. On a Sunday, not a Saturday, Sunday, because it was their last day, and this is where, well, they were all going towards the rating games. Now, Issei had to go on a Sunday to school. The reason why he's going on a Sunday to school is because he needs to talk to the council, one of the council people in, the student council. He was actually sending an email towards mostly Sabaki or Sona, whoever they were, or whoever was there, just to talk to them. Now, of course, he got an okay email to go there. Now, this is where, well, he goes towards the council, well, mostly towards the school, but this is where, well, he's singing songs of basically, well, so the song he's hearing is called Monsters by Shinedown. No. But this is where, well, he's singing that song, and of course getting towards what's it called, the student council. This is where, well, he kinda is like hearing that music, but of course reading a manga right now, because, well, he has a physical copy of a book. So yeah, this is where, well, he's kind of getting towards, well, mostly towards what's it called, towards this council room, and this is where, well, he knocks at the door, trying to see if people are in there, because, well, the door to enter the school was open, so of course he's expecting just anyone to be there. He needs to talk to someone. The reason why he needs to talk to someone is because he's actually moving to a different school. Now, it's his plan to literally move from the different school, because, well, no one really knows about his special abilities, powers, or any of that. And if he's down in the low track and literally acting like a normal human, people cannot really suspect him to be anything special, making him able to kind of change schools. Now, the reason why he even enrolled in the school in this first place was to kind of just keep a promise towards his family. Kinda. But at the same time, he's actually gonna just leave the school because it's full of devils. Now, he's going to a different school. Not entirely. It's actually just something else. But that's not the point here or there. But this is where, well, mostly Issei knocks at the door, and this is where, well, people in the council room kind of just gets, well, quite shocked. The reason why is because they weren't expecting anyone to just be knocking at a door thinking it's a student, because, well, they sense energy and it's literally just a magic, mostly magic level of a human. This is where, well, or barely even having any magic. But they suspect it to be Issei because Sabaki kind of just snaps. This is where Sabaki's in there. Now, Sabaki, Sona, and of course Sanji is there, but there's also other people that are watching the rating games between mostly Rias and what's called Riser. Now, this is where, well, Sabaki says, oh, fuck, I forgot about Issei. This is where, well, Sona says, what do you mean? Issei is someone that came here to kind of ask me something. I forgot that I allowed him to come here. This is where, well, Sona sighs and says, flip. This is where, well, Issei knocks it again, and this is where Issei just sighs and says, damn it, there's no one in here. Did I just got trolled? Whatever. Issei starts walking away, and this is where, well, Issei thought it'd be a good idea to just walk around and actually just fuck around for a second, because, well, he doesn't have any reason to go back home and do whatever. But of course, he's right now singing songs while walking around. The next song he starts kind of singing out loud is called, well, so the next song that it comes up is called Popular Monster by Falling in Reverse. Yeah, you get the point. Yeah, Issei is hearing that song, but there's other songs that he's hearing and singing out loud. Now, of course, there's actually a magic kind of camera that's actually keeping an eye on Issei and where he's going and other things. This is where Sona is sighing because, well, she would call him back up here just to kind of figure out what he wants again. But she's wondering what to do with what's it called, the struggles with Rias and, struggles of Rias, Barrage versus, well, Riser. And this is where, well, she decides to call him back up by actually telling Sabaki to give him an email. And this is where Issei gets an email and says, alright, back? Did they finally got here? Well, shit. Fine. This is where, well, Issei's going back up there. Now, of course, he's still reading his manga. and still walking. This is where, well, the next song that comes up is called, well, so the song he's hearing next is now called Villain of My Own Story, unlike Pluton. Yeah, that's what the creator's called, but yeah. So that's the song that he's hearing. This is where, well, he's walking towards what they call the student council room, and when he like knocks at again, someone says that come in. This is where, well, he walks in and sees other people there. Now he's surprised to see them because, well, he sees the two Kendall like leaders, one of the swimming club leaders. This is where, well, he also noticed a white-haired girl. Of course, the same white-haired girl that was actually with what's it called, the fallen angels. And speak of the damn fucking devil, because the fallen angels are also there, like Rainier, and of course her sister, and even a blonde-haired girl, and also a bluish-haired girl, but not the point. This is where, well, there's also other people like his old childhood friend, which he's just going to ignore her for entirely because she ignored him. So of course, well, that's the thing. And this is where, well, he noticed a kind of bluish-haired girl next to her friend. Mostly his old friend, or ex-friend, whatever. And also someone else, but not the point. This is where, well, he noticed Tsubaki, Sona, and Sanji. This is where Sona says, Hiro, do you need something? This is where, well, Issei says, yes, I came here because I needed to talk about you. I'm actually moving schools and I need you to sign this paper. This is where, well, Issei pulls out like a paper out of a folder because he had it with him. But of course, this is where, well, Sona nodded and says, fine. This is where, well, Sona doesn't really need Issei that much into this what's it called, school, because he is considered one of the pervert trios. But that's not the case for her, because she knows the true in fact that Issei isn't a pervert. He just doesn't like people entirely. He's moving schools, but yeah. She was surprised because, well, no one really does bother him too much. But this is where, well, she sighs and says, fine. This is where, well, she starts signing the paper that mostly is to move schools. But this is where something surprising happens. A bluish, like, kind of like bluish, icy kind of like magic circle appears next to her. Or mostly in the room. This is where Issei says, what the? He looks confused, and this is where everyone else says, damn it. This is where, well, because they all are from the supernatural except for Issei. Well, maybe not. Because, well, he has only the magic levels of, like, nothing, but yeah, because he's a human. And he doesn't have a sacred gear, so yeah. This is where, well, mostly the person appears to be none other than Gracie. This is where, well, right now, what's it called? Sona looks at mostly Gracie and then looks at Issei to see his shocked face. Which he does have a shocked face. He's confused, horrified, and what the fuck just happened? This is where, well, Issei kind of says, is this some kind of, like, magic trick party? What the hell? This is where, well, mostly, Sanji was actually thinking of knocking out Issei until mostly Tsubaki told him not to do it. This is where, well, Gracie says, Sona, I need to talk to you. Do you have a, what's it called, well, this is where, well, right now Sona says, do I have what? This is, Gracie says, do you have a student named Issei Hiro? You see here, during the rating games between Riser and Reyes, both of Matsuda and Murahama, those two students, or mostly two of Reyes' Parage, decides to beg for their lives and says that who will beat Riser would be someone named Issei Haidu. This is where Issei says, wait, me? Why me? Who am I gonna fight? Wait, what? This is where, well, Grace noticed Issei, and this is where, well, she didn't sense any sacred gear from him, didn't sense any magic from him, literally he was a normal human. And right now, a stunned human because he's actually confused and shocked. This is where, well, she realized that Issei is nothing but actually just a normal human without any special abilities. This is where Crispy says, damn it. This is where, well, mostly Sona winds her eyes and says, no. Issei here is just a normal human. Those damn bastards really just dropped their friend to literally die. What the, damn it. This is where, well, Issei says, wait, what do I have to do? This is where, well, mostly Sanji says, damn, I wasn't expecting those two perverts to literally try to, like, screw their leader over so many times. This is where the Kendall girls actually heard this, and even the swimming club leader. This is where, well, they were surprised. Issei seems quite frightened, but it looks to just be acting. Which he is just acting, but this is where, well, he has to make it look like it's actually real. Issei in his mindscape is saying, "You damn bastards!" Issei is right now more pissed and scared. This is where, well, Issei said, who do I have to fight? What is happening? This is where, well, right now Sona says, "Can we just decide to, what? No. He would die in an instant," is Graceby. Graceby says, "Sorry, but Lord Lucifer already confirmed this." This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "That son of a bitch with a red hair. I'm gonna fucking kill him when I get my hands on him." Issei says in his head. Issei says, "Who? What? Leader? Lucifer? What?" This is where, well, mostly all of them are just looking at Issei if he was gonna short circuit, because he is going to short circuit. It looks like he's gonna short circuit. This is where, well, Gracie says, "You, Issei Hayadu, you'll be going up against a Riser Phoenix, and, well, good luck. You don't seem to have a sacred gear." This is where someone stands up and says, "No, he's not going against anyone." This is where it's none other than Sona. This is where, well, right now Gracie says, "I'm sorry, but Sir Zack's already approved of this." This is where, well, he says, "It can't be that bad, can it?" This is where Issei kind of question out. This is where, well, mostly, right now, Sanji says, "Oh, poor things, you are screwed, really screwed. You are going to die too easily." This is where Sanji wanted to say that out loud, which Issei already read in his head, and this is where, well, Issei says, "Okay, screw you, you bastard." But this is where, well, we go into mostly, well, Issei getting to the underworld. Now, of course, he was told on the supernatural in a brief moment, and of course, gave a little bit of magic from mostly, or a little bit of power from mostly the White Dragon Emperor, or, well, considered to be the White Dragon Empress, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei is now going towards what's called the rating games, with basically a like bootleg version of the what's called divine dividing. Now you see here, Issei is not going to use the divine dividing at all. He actually is going to also say that he's human because, well, yeah. But when we go into the rating games, Issei's teleported into the rating games battle. Well, of course, Rios is actually with what's called Surge X, and of course, right now, the other members of Rios Skirmish Barrage are kind of glaring at Matsui or Matsuda and even Murahama from the fact that they literally throw their kind of leader slash friend into literally death. But yeah. Now, of course, a lot of people are kind of just shocked to believe when Issei went into that battle, he literally said that I'm just a human and I don't really have any special abilities. This is where Riser was chuckling, saying, "Wow, this is going to be more easier than I thought. Those idiots really did thought that I was going to fight someone strong. I was going to give up anyway, but now hearing that you're a human and could be, well, easily killed, well, I guess I'll kill you then." This is where everyone starts watching the rating games because, yes, it's just a massacre. This is where, well, people are just shocked, dumbfounded that Lord, what's it called, Lord Lucifer will literally accept the terms and letting a human die for his sister's sake. And they are thinking, some of them are just like saying that, yeah, Surge X is rather let his sister just get married off to a pig. And this is where, well, people are just kind of saying out loud. Mostly, they're from different, what's it called, pantheons. At the same time, different fractions. So, yeah. This is where, well, we go into mostly Rios talking to Surge X and telling him that, no, don't do that. This is, well, mostly not to do it, but then this is where Surge X cut her off and telling her that he's rather let the human die and for you to escape to the human world without, well, your what's called high status and other stuff will be removed, making you just a normal human. This is where, well, Rios wanted her eyes, and this is where, well, basically her brother had an scapegoat for her to disappear. This is actually a great opportunity, even if it gives it only a couple of seconds. Now, of course, Matsuda and Murahama are being glared at by the other members, like, what's it called, Koneko, Kiba, and even what's it called, Akano. They weren't actually thinking there would be that much of a scumbag to actually throw their friend into, well, literal death. But yeah, this is where, well, Sona is just in the president's, well, mostly the student's president office with a very angry expression, and why the fuck Murahama and Matsuda did that. But yeah. This is where, well, Rios is also quite angry, but this is where, well, she's more kind of just worried a little bit of why that even happened, and how the hell did they get to the Issei Hyodo so fast towards the underworld. she knows that he's not a devil. He's just an entirely normal human. This is where, well, Murahama Masuda are just thinking gods that basically, or well, when they think God, they have a headache. But this is where they're thanking the Lord for the fact they managed to trick Riser Phoenix to fight against Issei instead of them, because they weren't as strong enough as they expected. But yeah. But we go into the rating games. Everyone stopped watching. Some people did watch, but it was some kid from a different pantheon. This is where, well, he was quite interesting because he was actually from the, well, mostly, what was it called? What was that pantheon called? This is where, well, the pantheon is from mostly Hindu. It's basically the Hindu gods, but none of the Hindu gods are actually watching this, except for one person. Someone with kind of darkish blue hair, having a moon crest somewhat. He's none other than Shiva, the god of destruction for most of the Hindu gods. Now, of course, the reason why he's watching this is because he can actually be able to sense a little bit of Issei's true power. And can actually see that Issei is none other plane than a normal human. But truly, Issei is much more powerful than that. He's actually wanting to watch how this battle actually goes. Where the person who's literally disguised as a mostly human to actually be a god to fight against, well, the Phoenix. He's actually wondering if that will happen. The battle between both of them will be not even legendary. It will be one-sided. Either way, it will either be one-sided if Issei stays as being a normal human, or if Rise or Phoenix is gonna get fucked over by literally God that's right now disguised as a human. But yeah, other than that, we go into the battle. Mostly, Shiba's the only one watching this, and the others are just kind of like fucking around, talking or whatever. They are not really dealing with the whole fucking bullcrap, but yeah. But this is where, well, not many members of the student council, or not many people are watching this, except for, well, not really that many. Mostly Sanjay is watching this, because even though Issei's a pervert, he's kind of worried because Issei hasn't really shown to be a pervert. Because, yeah, as mostly two of the other friends, because they never, mostly none of the Kendo girls managed to ever catch up to Issei, because Issei managed to always escape them. Somehow. But they are confused at the time, but yeah. But we go into mostly the battle between Riser and Issei. Riser right now sends a fireball straight towards Issei to explode him, and of course, dust actually appears, and this is where Riser said, "Ha! Guess what? Now, human, you're dead. Now I can go towards the outside." This is where, well, Riser is laughing like a maniac, and this is where, well, mostly Riser is just saying, "You will never be able to defeat me." This is where, well, he's laughing. This is where, well, mostly everyone stopped watching this, and this is where, well, we go into Issei kind of tapping on his earbuds, and this is where, well, he tells someone, "Hey, I need you to hack the system of the Devil System rating games. And if you can do that, it's time for me to show who I really am." This is where, well, the person on the other side nodded. Two people actually nodded. One person with kind of, well, mostly a kind of like sleeping mask on his face, but having X's and mostly, yeah, X's. And of course, the where, well, on his like face, mostly mouth, underneath his like lower face, has a mask that kind of has spikes. And this is where he has a hood on. And this is where he nodded, saying, "Roger that. Don't worry, I got this." This is where another person that basically has shades and of course just like a covering a face mask, has a hat, mostly like, yeah, black hat. And this is where, well, he says, "Yeah, we got that, awesome." This is where, well, basically the rating games is getting glitched out, and this is where, well, the screen to actually watching the rating games is getting glitched out. Except for Shiba. Shiba actually noticed this, and actually Shiba managed to use his powers to stop the whole glitching from his sight. He actually wanted to watch this. He just realized that mostly hackers are actually managing to take out the rating games battle. Shiba is now actually wanting to see this battle now. He is actually surprised. He thinks that Issei is now actually going to show his true colors, but to no one except him. He wants to know how strong Issei's entirety is. But we go into Issei. Issei is right now laughing the dust. He's kind of laughing. This is how it goes. This is where, well, mostly the dust is actually disappearing. This is where, well, what Riser sees is not Issei no more. Issei is covered up in darkness, and there's eyes all around him. And this is where, well, yellow eyes, and this is where, well, he says, "My name is So this is what it is.
我が名はユーハバ。お前のすべてを奪うものだ。
The one who would. My name is Yuhaba. The one who will take everything from you. I will make you fall into despair. This is where, well, Reiser's confused and shocked to see power erupting from Issei's body. This is where Issei is laughing. This is where, well, Issei pulls out a sword out of nowhere and it turns blue in an instant. This is where, well, Reiser then actually gets hit by an arrow shot towards his chest. This is where, well, Reiser goes, what the? This is where, well, Reiser jumps away until Issei appears behind him and right now slashes him in the back. His regeneration of Phoenix is actually helping him out, but it's quite getting, well, harder to actually heal. This is where, well, Reiser doesn't understand why, but this human's much more dangerous than he expected now. This human is no longer a human, but something else. This is where, well, he thought this human was named Issei Haidu, but his real name is Yuhaba, which is not entirely wrong because, well, Issei decided to take Yuhaba's name. Yuhaba. This is where, well, or Yuhaba, yeah, you get the point. This is where, well, Reiser is starting to send fireballs after fireballs at Issei, but this is where Issei gets hit by them and they disappear, and it only hits him behind him. This is where Issei says, you want to know what my ability is? Well, my ability is called Almighty. The power to see into the future, but not just to see into the future, to alternate the future. Your attacks will never hit me, because I will see all the alternative futures, and I will alternate it to the best, most successful for myself. This is where he's laughing like a madman while Reiser's feeling nothing but despair. He realized that Issei is now much more powerful than him. That's where Reiser says, stay away from me, you bastard! Die already! Burn! This is where, well, he's hitting Issei multiple times and yet none of it is, like, hitting him at all. She was quite interested in it. This is where she was saying, this is actually such an interesting sight. Such an interesting kid. I wonder if he would be perfect for her. Maybe. Yes. Maybe I can get the kid into the Hindu faction. Besides, the devils don't seem to care too much about him. So I guess maybe. This is where, well, he's grinning. But yeah. But we go into mostly Issei laughing, saying, you will fall into despair. But before I do that, let me take your powers away. He pulls out a device that has, like, it looks to be like a star device. And this is where, well, something shot out from his, like, mostly shot out from the device, smashed into Reiser, and Reiser was confused until Reiser felt weakened, extremely weakened to the fact that he felt like he was a normal human. No longer double strength, no longer his, well, Phoenix strength. It was none other than the Ashu, or whatever the hell it's called, basically to take the powers away from someone. Similar to that of taking the Bankai away from someone, Issei created this, but not to steal the Bankai from someone, but basically steal their powers away. This is where Reiser says, oh, what did he do? Why can't I use my Phoenix powers? Issei laughs and says, I took that away from you. This device is quite handy, don't you know? This thing can take away power from anyone, even those who are Longitis users. Do you think you're safe? You're not even a Longitis user, you're a damn devil. Devils like you shall perish from the sword that I have. Now you shall fall into despair. Azura Reiser says, no, do you not know this is the great of the good for the devils? I don't give a damn about the devils, he says, screams out. This is where Reiser winds his eyes. Issei really doesn't give a damn about the devil race. This is where, well, mostly we go into, well, right now, Sanji's confusedly kind of wondering what it's actually happening. A glitch is actually happening, and of course, where, well, Sanji's saying, damn it, I can't even watch this shit. Hey, Sona, can you give me another screen to watch the rating game? Sona says, you realize it would have been over already. It's already been 50 seconds. Yeah, but the ring game is still going, even though it's glitchy. I'm confused. I can't see him from my screen. Sona tries to, and this is where she's confused. Everyone actually tries to, and this is where Sona contacts her older sister. Her older sister says, yeah, the rating game is still happening. It's just we can't actually know what is happening either. It's confusing. This is where, well, Starfall says, I already tried to contact Sir Zex and even Ajuka. Ajuka's even having trouble. Ajuka said that he's having trouble with the whole rating game screen also. He also did contact other factions, other pantheons. like, well, Odin and others. This is where, well, even fallen angels and also like angels are having trouble with the rating game screen. Now, the only screen that they are actually able to see through, or, well, one person's actually still watching, because mostly Achuka is trying to see where all the screens are going, and the only one that's actually able to see this is none other than, well, Shiba. Shiba managed to use some of his power, because when Achuka tried to contact him, mostly Shiba just said that he used a bit of his power before it got hacked entirely. Now he's able to see the rain games, and this is where Shiba says that it's quite interesting that Phoenix Brad is actually getting his ass kicked right now. That's pretty much, well, when Shiba just said that's pretty much a one-sided battle. This is where, well, mostly Yajuka tried to ask him and who was actually winning, but Shiba says, you're going to have to find out yourself. This is where, well, mostly Shiba just chuckles and just disconnected the call. So that's pretty much what's happening. I don't know what's happening entirely. A one-sided battle, it should have been over in a while ago. But yet, something's happening to the rain games. We're trying to find the hackers, but the hackers are quite good to hide in the human world. Because they are hiding in the human world. Well, we can't even find them. Doesn't work. Well, right now someone says, damn it. Is he already dead? Damn it, I'm such a terrible fucking... Doesn't work. Well, Seraph says, calm down, sister. You're not terrible at any of that. It's mostly the fault of mostly the Ria's kind of barrage. Those two members. Damn it, I wasn't expecting anything. Damn it. Doesn't work. Well, mostly something is happening into, well, the screen. The screen started actually being taken back over thanks to Ajuka actually trying now. Ajuka's trying to fight against the hackers, and this is where people are watching the screen, and of course they're confused, and this is where Ajuka's ace. Okay, Sarfa, I managed to get the screen. The screen's right now trying to show, and I'm trying to get rid of the hackers from the whole system. The hackers seem to be quite good and actually stopping me also. This is where, well, Ajuka says, damn it, give me my fucking system back. This is where, well, mostly everyone's watching the screen now because they're actually seeing the black screen turning back to normal and showing some colors. Now, of course, we go into the rating games when everyone managed to now see what is happening. We see, what's it called? Well, Issei right now on his earbud screaming at some people, saying, you idiots! You're really fucked up? How? Damn it, that Ajuka bastard! This is where, well, mostly they see Riser right now hanging up from the sky, right now having strings around him, having one of his arms ripped off of him, one of his legs his right arm and left leg is ripped off of him. His regeneration, it cannot even heal. Of course, they're being held up by like strings all around, and of course, this is where, well, multiple Isseis are right now on the ground, and this is where Issei is kind of getting annoyed. Damn it, fine, I'll finish this. This will be all over in an instant. This is where, well, Issei, the one who was actually screaming through the earbud, mostly screaming to his phone, kind of like telling them, you idiots! Oh, whatever. That's where, well, Issei says, whatever. All of you. This is where all of the Isseis kind of nodded. And of course, they all appear with the boosted gear. Now, the boosted gear is completely different. It's a whitish, kind of snowy-ish kind of color. Of course, the gem is actually like a diamond, like a clear diamond crystal. And of course, where, well, the kind of like golden kind of like spikes are actually like silver color. This is where, well, mostly it's a whitish but like bluish, kind of yellowish still kind of gauntlet. But this is where, well, the boosted gear kind of says boost. This is where, well, all the other kind of clones kind of started going boost, boost, boost. This is where, well, Issei decided to start the chant. This is where, well, Riser is right now his mind. Mostly he is not fully broken. It's a couple of seconds left for his mind to literally completely become a vegetable. But he sees Issei, and Issei freaking has an evilish smile. Issei says, well, mostly. This is where, well, mostly, well, all the clones kind of says, I am the heavenly dragon. Well, mostly I who awaken am the heavenly dragon of domination. Well, mostly, well, am the heavenly dragon who stole the principle of domination from God. I mark the infinite. Well, what's a mark? Wait. Yeah, I mark the infinite and front over the dreams. I shall drown you in the depths of crimson purgatory. All the clones started chanting. This is where all of them start transforming into the Juggernaut Drive, the red gauntlet one, because all of them had it, except for Issei, the original one. Issei was right now going into a different chant. This is where, well, Issei says, I who have awakened. This is where, well, Issei says, I who have awakened am the used to be heavily dragon of domination. Now I am the, well, I am the dragon who, well, let me say it again. I used to be, well, yeah, I who have awakened used to be the dragon of domination. I have stolen the principles of imagination from gods. I have also I have laughed at the infinite, and I have saw the dreams and imagination. Well, yeah, I saw the imagination of dreams. I would drown you into the depths of imagination. I am the imagination dragon. This is where, well, mostly his power started erupting from his body. He became even bigger than half of the other Juggernaut tribes. This is where, well, he was as big as mostly Great Red entirely. I am the imagination dragon god. This is where, well, he roars, and of course the rating game's dimensions almost shattering entirely. This is where Riser won his eyes. He's not fighting against like 50 million clones of fucking Juggernaut Drive, the red one, and then a fucking huge one. He says, now you shall perish. This is where, well, we'll see Riser say, his brain is shutting down. This is where, well, Issei is laughing like a madman. This is where, well, all the boosts, you just hear a wave of boosts. Boost! Boost! Yeah, you get the point. Everyone is one in their eyes. They have not expected that the child who's literally magicless and having no sacred gear is actually the Red Dragon Emperor, but instead his power actually rises to that of even a god, or probably even stronger than God. They heard what he said, I am the imagination dragon god, making him probably as strong as Great Red, or even what's it called, Orpheus. This is where, well, Great Red felt the power and says, that kid again. This is where, well, Orpheus felt the power and says, oh, hell no. Yeah, she knows about Issei's power and, yeah, doesn't really want to fight that. This is where, well, Issei said, now, disappear. This is where all of them started sending a very powerful attack. Even Issei right now made a powerful attack right now appear in his hand, well, mostly in his mouth as his Juggernaut form. And this is where all the attacks, green light, and even a huge ass red beam smashes into Riser, obliterating his shit in an instant, destroying him. He is gone from existence. He will never come back again. Not even the Dragon Balls, not even the Super Dragon Balls can bring his ass back to life. He is gone. This is where, well, Issei right now, the whole, like, rating game's dimension fully fucking shattered at that point. All the clones decide to poof in away, because yeah, they all poof away. While Issei's still in his kind of Juggernaut form, it disappears also, basically just transforming back into energy, and Issei just transformed back into the smaller version of him, being like 6'1". Now, you're probably wondering, isn't he 5'8"? Well, it's an illusion, but I will explain how he actually truly looks like. This is where, well, Issei is falling down from the sky, and this is where, well, he lands down on the ground. Of course, this is where, well, he lands on the ground like it was a Superman pose. This is where, well, Issei gets up and says, that felt much better. Pathetic weaklings really pissed me off. Can't believe such an arrogant ass prick really thought that he was stronger than me. Who do you think you are? I'm Yuhaba, the almighty user. Who the hell do you fucking think you the fuck are? But whatever. This is where Issei is grinning like a madman, and this is where, well, mostly Issei said, well, it's time for me to leave. Maybe I should destroy a good portion of the Devil Society, just so they can piss off. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I should do. This is where, well, mostly Issei was about to start enchanting his own, like, Juggernaut Drive, the mostly imagination dragon. But yeah, but of course, before doing that, someone actually appears right in front of him. It's none other than Sir Sex. This is where Sir Sex says, you, how strong are you entirely? This is where Sir's a kind of question, but in a stern kind of talk. This is where, well, he says, how strong am I? Don't know, devil. How strong am I actually? Are you thinking to test me out and fight me? If you are, then bring it. I don't give a damn. I will send you down to the next realms of hell. This is where, well, Issei is right now, his eyes went into a snowy hue. Well, his eyes, well, he finally opened his eyes, showing off to be kind of a snowish, kind of bluish kind of color, but sky blue at the same time, kind of looking like Gojo. His hair was completely white, of course, just going down and kind of covering up his face a little bit. And this is where, oh, it did have stars in his eyes. It kind of looked like, what's it called? So it looked like Aqua, this guy. Basically, his eyes had a star, which it was black or kind of a dark blue. And the other eye was basically a white star, but yeah. Now, well, one of them was blue, one of them was a goldenish yellow. This where, well, the black one was in the kind of like dark blue, while the white one was in the goldenish yellow. Now, of course, this is where, well, over here in the white kind of like, the near of the white of the eye was actually completely black. This is where, well, Issei said, you see here, devil, I'm not here to be messed around with. Which Issei did kind of, his hair was a whitish color, but it was a snowy white color. It was soft, silky, and smooth half the time. Of course, there was actually some tints of black in it, but this is where, well, it was at the very end of the tips of his, like, hair. This is where, yeah, like tips. This is where, well, Issei kind of just, like, kind of looked, and we'll see, well, Sword Zex with an uncaring expression. He still had his boosted gear, but it was a different color. This White One was the one that he uses to become the imagination dragon god. But yeah, this White, well, he says, so what do you want there, Sir Zex? Are you thinking of trying to fight me? Because if that's the case, then I will not hold back and destroy you at once. This White, well, Sir Zex narrows his eyes and decides to sigh and says, no, I'm not here to fight. I was here to only question if you were a threat towards the Devil Society or not. What if I say I am a threat to the Devil Society? What will you do? Fight me entirely? I would love to see you try. If Orpheus is scared of me, then what the hell are you going to do to me? This is where, well, mostly Sir Zex wine in his eyes. He never expected Orpheus, the dragon god of infinity, to be scared of a human, or another dragon god. This is where, well, Sir Zex question, what about Great Red? Great Red and me are basically just friends. We don't care. He can be in the Futhicon Infinite, in the dimensional gap, where for all I care, I can go hunt down Orpheus and beat the shit out of her for being an annoying bitch and annoying my older brother. Well, not older brother entirely. I just call him best friend, sometimes brother, but whatever. But that is not the point here or there. I am basically just friends with him. We both just do stunts at the time in the dimensional gap, but that's not the point here or there. What do you want exactly, Sir Zex? You didn't just come here just to talk to me about how strong am I. Oh, are you thinking of making me join your faction? If you make me join your faction, I'll destroy in an instant. I won't care. I would do the same domination of millions of clones to destroy your fucking race in an instant, without a care in the world. Do you want me to destroy it all at once? Issei has a sinister and evilish smile. This is where his voice became deep in annoyment. This is where, well, mostly Sir Zex went in his eyes and says, no, that's not the case. I just want you to protect your sister. Fuck no. That is an absolute fuck no. You can go fuck yourself, and I don't give a damn if you attack me. Actually, attack me now. I will fucking get rid of your powers in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Sir Zex narrowed his eyes until Issei says no. Sir Zex will no longer have his destruction powers. No longer in this world. This is where, well, mostly Sir Zex was confused, but this is where Issei says, activate your magic. If you don't, I'm about to punch you. Issei rushes at Sir Zex with kind of slow vision, just a little bit running towards him. And this is where, well, Sir Zex tries to activate and realize he doesn't have it no more. Issei grabs him from the neck and saying, you realize you're pathetic to me. I can easily destroy you. You're nothing to me, so fuck off. He throws him straight to the ground in an instant, smashing them down. This is where Issei says, you think I should protect your sister? Pathetic. I am never going to protect her. But your power should be coming back later. I didn't permanently erase them, because if I was the one to permanently erase them, you'd be quite pathetic to protect her. Now leave me the hell alone. This is where, well, Issei makes a dimension kind of, it looks to be like a dimensional gap kind of space open, but he kind of walks in it, and it isn't like the vibrant colors with yellow and other things. It's kind of a silverish whitish color. It's basically his own version of the dimensional gap. Basically the imagination gap. But yeah, basically it's a copy version of the what's it called dimension gap, but it's not at the same time. In the imagination gap, it's like a monozone for him. He basically can become stronger in this place, much more stronger. Like if he takes someone into this place, they're basically screwed. It's like domain expansion in this place. But that's not the point. There's no time in this place. All time is distorted as hell, like similar to the dimensional gap. It could be like 1 year out there, 2 years out there, probably only a couple of seconds out there, whatever. But this is where Issei walks into it, and the time doesn't really affect him. He can go back to a certain time of where he wants to go, so yeah. But he goes back to the human world, and this is where, well, he grins and gets to his, like, house. This is where he says, I'm free from the devils. Fuck you, devils. Gonna go hunt Orpheus down now, beat the shit out of her. This is where, well, Issei's singing. And this is where, well, he senses someone's energy and says, oh, Orpheus, if it isn't you. It's been a while, Issei said, with such a sinister grin. Orpheus says, you use that power again. What exactly do you want from me? This is where Issei says, I want you to stop bothering my only son, my big brother. Stop messing with him before I kill you in an instant. This is where Issei's eyes glow into a menacing color. They both shine kind of brightly. One of them darkness and one of them brightly. This is where, well, right now Orpheus says, I'm trying to kill a great red because I want my peace, my silence back. Go make your own dimension then, bitch. It's not that hard to make your own dimension. Aren't you the dragon of infinity? Go make your own fucking dimension. What, the dimensional gap is that important to you? Really? Well, guess what? I made my own dimension. It wasn't even that hard. Even though I'm one of the newest hatchlings of the call being a dragon god, it seems that you can't even do it yourself. You're quite pathetic. For being an emotionless little girl lolly that you're in that form, it's quite pathetic. This is where, well, Issei kind of looks at her with basically an eagleish grin on his face. This is where, well, mostly Orpheus now her eyes and just says, it's not that easy. Issei grabs her from the head. And this is where, well, he then transformed her back into her kind of original form, which is kind of an older version of her. And this is where, well, she has longish blackish hair. Her eyes are still kind of a bit black, but half the time. This is where, well, she has like a goth outfit, but more like covering her kind of skin. And of course, this kind of looks like a dress, but not the point. Issei grabs from her hand and decides to go to his own imagination gap. See, this is the imagination gap. It's similar to that of what's it called, the dimensional gap. And everything that was in the dimensional gap I managed to copy. But that is not the point here or there. There is silence here. The only thing that might intervene this place is me or Great Red. Do you want this place for your silence? If you do, you can shut the hell up half the damn time. This is where, well, Issei said with an annoying kind of look. This is where Orpheus kind of sees this and kind of starts falling asleep a little bit. Wait, what are you doing? No, you're not falling asleep into my own fucking dimension. Get out of here. This is where Issei checks her out, and this is where, well, mostly Orpheus glares at Issei, and Issei glares her, and says, don't you dare get into my dimension. If you want, you can go bother Great Red for the dimensional gap. I don't really care about being in the dimensional gap. I'm only there sometimes to do stunts. But when it comes to the imagination gap, it's my dimension. Basically, my powers, my own territory. You can fuck off, you dragon god of infinity, because your shit is never going to affect me, because I can literally also copy infinity. But that is not the point here or there. Now fuck off. That's where, well, mostly Orpheus glares at him, but decides to kind of have an evilish, seductive look and says, really, you won't share with me? Pretty please. This is where Issei says, no, go away. This is where Issei kind of just goes inside and walks away from Orpheus. Orpheus sees the imagination gap just close behind him, and this is where, well, mostly Orpheus glares at Issei. This is where she then has a little smirking, evilish tone to her face. She's no longer the lolly thing, but instead now an older kind of like being at least the same age as Issei. 17, but yeah. Even though Issei looks like he's basically 20, but he's actually 17. But yeah. Now, this is actually where I'm going to leave it off for kind of part, 2 of this what if. Because I need to go do something like go get the fucking milk. Yes, I literally had to go get milk. Not trying to make a dad joke there. But that's not the point here or there. Bye, see you, and yeah, I'll be going.